Hey, ladies. Oh my God, y'all looking cute today.
Hey.
Oh my gosh. So, Michelle, we've got the one and only Dr. Tameka Bryant
Yes,
coming to
ma'am.
town.
Dr. Tameka Bryant. Dr. Bryant, hey.
Yes,
Hey
Dr.
guys,
Bryant.
hey, how y'all doing?
We're
We are
good.
fantastic.
We're even better now. Look at you in the beach. Look at you.
Always.
Oh, you were
Work
at
at the
Teach
beach, huh?
of
Work
the
at the beach.
Beach. Look, talk to me. You just finished Teach of the Beach, didn't you?
Yes, amazing, all the time amazing. We got so much accomplished during those few days. I think everybody came back excited. We added on new ambassadors, we added on new instructors for the international side and divisions. There was so much we got accomplished. But it was amazing. I mean, what else can you do? You're at a beach, you're learning, you're in Puerto Rico, you know, the
Well, I
food was
mean,
great.
wow.
What else could you ask for? We had DJ Booth there. We celebrated 50 years of hip hop,
Yes.
party with a purpose, all of those kind of things. Like, what else could you ask for?
Nothing.
You know what else you could have asked from me being there?
Yeah,
Okay.
right. Next
My
time.
husband
That
was
part.
very upset. My husband was very upset. He was like, wait a minute, what? You missed the conference where? At the where? In Puerto Rico at the beach?
That's
I was
right.
like, yeah, unfortunately, we could not have made it because we had just got back from Puerto Rico.
Right.
And if I, wasn't really thinking straight, because I would have just
Yeah,
changed
stay.
my schedule and been there. But anyway, okay. Now we're going to fix that because we're getting ready to go to where? Mexico?
Mexico is the next
Mexico
tour.
is up next, is
Yep.
the next tour we're going
Uh-huh.
on. Mexico has taken off the charts. For example, while we were at Teach at the Beach, the Mexico developer, which is the number one developer who we have an agreement with, attended, sent their team there, and we sold 33 properties at Teach at the Beach.
Okay, first of all, let's back up.
Let's back up, Sharon.
No, 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 no.
What?
Let's back up for 1 second.
Yes.
Okay, so for anybody that's listening to this recording and have no idea, we have known this lady now going on about 15 years. This relationship is not new. It has not been just something that just came up and through, happenstance. We have known Tameka Bryant, Dr. Tameka Bryant, for about almost 15 years. And we have gotten to know her through our relationship with NAREB, which Michelle Calloway was the immediate past chairwoman of the organization. And she's currently the chairwoman for the United Development Council. So Michelle, could you please tell them, the people that don't know, okay, because we're going to get into Dr. Bryant's background and the fact that she's not just fly by night, flashing the pants, and she's been around for a minute, okay? So you already know me, okay? Y'all know I just keep it real and keep it solid and saucy, and that's that. They can't do nothing about my mouth, and I don't plan on doing anything about it either, all right? So with that said, Michelle, tell them a little bit about what you got going on at UDC and why this relationship is so important at this moment in time and the alignment with Exit Realty QS and Dr. Bryant and UDC.
Yes. So everyone out there, again, UDC is the United Developers Council from the National Association of Real Estate Brokers. I have known Dr. Tameka Bryant, as Sharon said, for 15 years through past chairman Robert Hughes of the National Association of Real Estate Brokers. So what we're saying here is that Dr. Bryant has a legacy and she's connected to people who have got 30, 40 years in the business. As Sharon said, not a flash in the pan. This is someone that has been around, that has a reputation, that when we decide that we're going to look into different markets, we can trust that she's done the legwork, going to continue to do the legwork, and that we're well protected and we're well represented. So what we're doing now, United Developers Council, is aligning with Dr. Bryant, along with our company, Exit Realty, and our school, the Institute for Community Pros, on really teaching real estate agents and non-real estate agents how to sell real estate abroad. in multiple countries, multiple jurisdictions. Yes. So the thing is that we know that real estate has no borders, right? And with the advent of, internet, and especially after COVID, I mean, borders are down. So you can buy, sell, live anywhere in the world that you want to. And it's important for us to make sure that our community knows how to be involved in this aspect. So not only to become a sales agent, but also how to be involved in the development aspect out of the country. And Dr. Bryant has laid the groundwork for us for many years when nobody else was thinking about it that looked like us, of how to be positioned in other countries. And she has done it and expanded to about 8 jurisdictions now. So we're about to have some training coming up on international sales, which she has a certification called International Sales Agent Certification. So Dr. Bryant, I want to turn it over to you because no one can explain what this is about like you can.
Got it. Got it. Thank you, ladies, for having me on today. And I do want to tell people right off the bat, there are layers and there are levels to this international investing, right? So where I started is I wanted to make sure that we started at the base. I know real estate agents, right? Because I was a real estate agent. Now, I was an investor before I became a licensed real estate agent. But the premise of everything that we do as real estate agents is right there. And why are we stuck in a box is all I kept saying. Most of us are from diverse cultures and backgrounds, and we know a lot of people who want to go back home and do all these things. And I wanted to bridge that gap and expand development, sales, and marketing opportunities for us here. Because I knew 15 years ago, 20 years ago, that there wasn't going to be enough options for us and for new investors coming into the market. So I needed to expand and go outside. So going outside of the US meant I had to get on the ground. I had to experience different ways of how they do business. And then go through each one of those things myself to learn the pitfalls. I had to go through the messiness, right? You got to do the mess to get to now you have the message of what you need folks to do. So I had to do that. And I had to, everything I'm teaching in this class and this certification, there's nobody else who could write this better than me. As I had to invest in it, I needed to write it. And you guys know this, that I am a teacher by nature, right? So before I even got into real estate, I was an adjunct professor in New York for Mercy College, for a couple of colleges in New York. Even while I was getting my degrees, I was asked to be an instructor. So learning is a big piece for me, because again, when people are in fear of investing or in fear of something, if you can help them learn, then
knowledge is the key.
Exactly. You got to have the knowledge. And so people want to skip past it and just want to hurry up and do something. And, and when you do that, then you're amongst the other people who, I always say, the pigeons getting the little money.
Yes.
Put a little time in, put a little time in, and let's do something a little more. So for example, when we were in Puerto Rico, we put down, I don't know if people realize, I'm opening up doors for hotel owners as well. So we secured land for a new hotel. And I'm telling you guys this first because it's not, we didn't tell, we didn't announce it and all that. But it's kind of the work we were doing in Puerto Rico. So every one of these markets that I go into, I'm already negotiating for hotels to be built.
Nice.
So not just residential, but also hotel. And so when I put that out there, that means there's opportunities for hotel ownership for everybody. I'm not going in saying I'm going to own every hotel. That doesn't make sense. That's not how you build a legacy. And one thing about that NAREB taught me in the very first thing when I landed in Kansas City, because I'm from New York, is that when I met Bob Hughes and understood his family's legacy, and then understood, and he introduced me to NAREB. He introduced me to NAREB and took me to a conference, and I wasn't even a member. So being able to give back and being able to do all those things, which is why I was a chapter president, longer than I should have been because there was nobody else
I
who wanted.
understand.
You understand, the folks understand here. So being a chapter president, being in all these
Yes.
roles and all these things, it's so much bigger than just me. So
Yes.
I have to be able to open those doors. Or for example, I just wouldn't be able to rest at night anyway. I have a nonprofit background, and that's how I was born and how I was raised. And
Yeah.
this for-profit stuff over here just helps me continue to do the legacy building that I'm doing now.
Well, let's
Right.
talk about the legacy building, though. I want to touch on that because you said a couple of things. You said nonprofit, investing, legacy building, and relationships, all of that together. And so one of the things that I like about what you're doing, and as Sharon said, the alignment that we're making here is that when we talk about the legacy building, and we're talking about taking it outside the borders and investing so that we can build legacy. Tie that together for anybody that's trying to see, how do I connect that? And I'm still a little afraid.
Right. And totally understand people being afraid, right? And so, I mean, you're afraid of what you don't know. And that's part of why we do the
Yeah.
tours, right? Because
Okay.
we want to introduce people to what it looks like, what it feels like. Not everybody can jump out there and say, oh, yeah, just send me 10 lots and I'll invest and flip them. There are people who I'm afraid to leave, to take this money and put it
Right.
over here. And that's why a lot of times we lose out also, because without any risk, there's no reward, not in a big sense of things.
So wait a minute,
But
Dr. Bryan, so you're saying there's training and then there's on the ground tours to put your fingers on things. Both.
yes, yes. So when there's a tour, for example, the tour that we're having in October, and I'm inviting everyone to, attend, we will be on tour with the largest developer in Mexico. They
Mm.
have been around for 40 years. Okay.
Nice.
We go on site. So you're also learning and seeing, what are they building? What does this feel like? You go to see a community that's already built, as
Mm.
well as the jungle that they're about to build.
Mhm. Mhm.
And we're doing this for those days. So it is much more than just, oh, okay, we're going to go and I'm going to show you the pretty beaches and we're going to take pictures and, no, we're sitting there and we're teaching people how to understand the ROI on
Right.
this investment.
Right.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, there are a lot of people who can't run the numbers. And so we want people to be able to come and say, well, I'm here on a tour as an investor or as an international sales agent, but help me understand how these numbers work, and that's what we do during that time. So yeah, you can bring your shorts and bikinis and go jump in the water after we finish the work. But we
Yeah.
need to have educated people there, because while we're buying and bringing all this real estate into our portfolios, who are we leaving this to?
Right. So speaking of, I want to talk about the nonprofit side of that for a little bit,
Absolutely.
because you guys have this phenomenal thing that you're doing on the nonprofit side, but nobody really ever hear about it. So can you let the people know about the connection, please?
Right. So absolutely. And for the folks who might not have heard, and I have this hair bothering me, but there is, my background is in nonprofit management. So I learned to write grants, understood building community, all of those things. So every jurisdiction we go into, it's very easy for me to help people become millionaires in real estate, right? But if we're going into these countries and into these jurisdictions and we're making all this wealth, but we're not giving back, that's
That's
not good. That's not good business.
no,
That's not good relationship building, and that's not good for the soul or the spirit.
right,
So what I always tell people is, you can't take from this universe and not give back.
correct.
So part of what we do, and that's part of our Party with a Purpose we do at Teach at the Beach, is we team up with nonprofits, and one of them that we team up with is God's People. And part of what they do is, in every jurisdiction that we go into, they go into with us, and they provide housing for whatever that market is needing at that time. So a lot of times it's the homeless, it could be, you know, trafficking, just all kinds of different issues that we're
Mhm.
finding when we go into these different markets. And as you guys know, spiritually, we have to move a certain way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we work and tie in with nonprofits. And it's not just this one, but we look at what other nonprofits make sense, because we need partnerships on the ground and we need to do good business. So yeah, we have that part of our program. It's just so many layers. And that's why I said people can enter, but the number of opportunities that are there, a lot of people don't see, but you'll get to hear about them at the training because we're there full day. So
Right.
a lot
Yeah.
of folks will only go, oh yeah, I'm gonna take this class online. Well, then you're only going to get this much information.
Right.
Having me live and then being able to ask those questions, or how does my nonprofit get involved? And can my nonprofit buy these 20 lots
Right.
and then develop those for
Yeah.
this city? So for example, in Mexico, in Cancun, there's 32,000 lots, residential and commercial. So we have churches who are like, give us 100 of those lots and we're gonna, we want to develop a church here at this thing, or we have a university. Even the Dallas Cowboys, for example, they're building within one of those cities a training camp and then buying real estate for their players so that it's seasonal. So you have all these opportunities to develop, invest, sell, and we'll learn about it in class because there's no real other time. And I want to thank Michelle and you guys for saying, yeah, let's give them all of this at the class, not just the certification.
Yes.
Now we have quite a few things. This class is going to be jam-packed, and this class is on September 28th from 10 a.m. Eastern. Okay, need to clarify that for the people that's on the West Coast and all over, because it's going to be hybrid from Zoom and in person. So it's going to be from 10 to 5. Okay. And we are looking forward to all of what you're going to be bringing. And I know that the one day is not going to be enough for all the years of experience that you have, but we're going to try our best to extract as much as we can out of that brain of yours.
I always say, wear me out. If you get me in person, you got to wear me out so that.
Careful what you ask for, Dr. Bryant. Be careful what you ask for.
Wear me out. That's how I come. That's how I come.
It's coming. All right. So ladies, we are looking forward to this class on the 28th of September. And how can they get this link, Michelle? We're going to put it in the Zoom?
Yeah, we're going to put it into the Zoom.
Okay. And you're also going to put the code in for them, the ones that it could still apply for?
And we're going to put it, it's also going to be in the post.
Yes.
It's going to be in the post. So when we post this for you all, look for the link to register, and the code will be there as well.
Right. But the code will not work the day of the class.
No,
and I will be at the door. So see my smile? Okay.
Yes.
So,
I know that there's no one else that's doing this intensive full day training on international sales. Nice. And also included will be topics around strategies for working in the international sales market, strategies for getting involved in development, strategies for business credit, strategies for your accounting that you need, strategies for what type of entities you should have, all of those things so that you can get off the ground and begin doing business. So you don't want to miss September 28th here in Atlanta or by Zoom.
And the support that they will be having
after
the class. So now that's the big difference with partnering with us and aligning with us, because we will have systems that will help to track and help people to increase their business and do what's necessary to take it to the next level. We're not just going to give you a certification and leave you alone. There will be support, and it will be like a buffet. What you want is what you'll get. If you get to the buffet and you just want a salad, we good. But if you get to the buffet and you're like, okay, I'm going to turn this salad now into something else, and I want some salmon, I want some chickpeas, I want some everything else to go on top of my salad.
Load it up.
We got it too. So we good. All right. So every which direction that you're looking for, anything that you're wanting, everything that you probably missed before in the other training, you will be able to get all of this and more in the training here in Atlanta, in Marietta, Georgia, on September 28th at 10 a.m. And this is a CE class for all the Georgia residents that holds a Georgia real estate license. So if you want the CE, please be on time, at least 15 to 30 minutes on time, in your butts in the seat to get CE. And with that said, there is going to be lunch and maybe some other goodies and surprises that comes along with
I'm gonna bring some goodies and surprises.
Okay.
But it won't be included with the people who walk in because I have to bring them with me. So I
Okay.
need the exact number.
Right. And
So-
it will not include it with the people on Zoom.
Well, I'm gonna make sure I have some of those too. I'm gonna get some of those because if they registered early, I don't
Yeah,
want to leave
they
them
might
out. So
they might
I'll get them some too.
So the
Ah,
kids
good
register early, pre-register. So we need you to register
Yes.
now. Although you can come to the door, but you miss out.
Right. Okay. Just the same way I went to a baseball game 2 days ago and I missed out because I wasn't there early enough to get my bobblehead. So there you go. All right. But anyway, thank you so much, Dr. Bryant. We appreciate your time. We know that you're very busy and we are looking forward to extracting all of that stuff out of your brain when it comes to Thursday. All right.
Exhaust
We
me.
are going to
Exhaust me.
we're going to wear you
Okay.
out. You
Wear
can
me
believe
out.
that. We're going to wear you out.
All righty. I look forward to it, ladies.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
everyone.
Bye bye.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.